This is Over the Rainbow from 1939 movie Wizard of Oz, written by Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg. This is a fairly simple version if you know your bar chords. Most of the melody notes are within the chord, so there's not a lot of picking outside the chord. It starts off with this C chord, playing your second string as the melody. And then it goes up to this C chord, fretted on the 8th fret, playing the first string as your melody. And then you move down 1 fret to an E minor, and then jump back up to a C chord for that on the first string, C note. And then go down to an F, playing the second string as your melody. And then you move up to the 5th fret and you play an F, playing your melody on your first string. The F is just a C note, a C chord, that's moved all the way up to the 5th fret here. But I usually just play that 5th string open. And then you go down to a C chord in the 3rd fret with your first note as your melody. And then you go to a C chord in the first position with your second string as a melody, and lift off of the C to a B note, making this a C major 7. You play an F chord with the 3rd string as your melody, and then an F minor with your first string as your melody, and then a C, and then a C D, and then a C major 7th, playing the first string as your melody, and then a D minor, but you're not playing the first string, so you just have to hit down these 2 notes, and then a G playing the second string as your melody, and then an open E, and back to the C. So the whole first part looks like this. C, C, E minor, C, back to the C chord, F, F, C, C, C's major 7th, F, F minor, C, C major 7th, D, G, C. After the C, you play an F chord, but just on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string. And then you play a G with an open E, come down on the 2nd string D, and then start back over. The second time through, it's you put your pinky down on the G on the first string, and then start this break with the C chord, and then with a D minor chord, and then you move up to this F. This F is just a D chord up on the 5th fret, and with an open D in the bass. So the first part is then I hit a single G, and then do it again. And then you move up to this C diminished, which is barred on the first 3 strings on the 5th fret. And you play the A and the D open, and you're hitting the 7th fret here on your 2nd string, and that's your melody note, the 2nd and the 1st string. Then you move up to this D chord, which is on the 8th fret of the 1st string and the 10th fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings, an open D. And then you bar the 8th fret of the first 2 strings for this G chord. And then you move to this G chord, regular, playing on the 1st string. So that part looks like. And you go back to C. For the very ending, I do this. On the C, then the D minor, and jump to an F on the 5th fret, and then up 2 more to a G with a D bass, and then a C chord, just on the first 4 strings, and then I flatten out the first 4 strings on the 8th fret, and I keep this 1st string on the 8th fret, but I flatten out everything on the 7th, on those first 4 strings, and down to the 6th, and then I jump down to a C chord, playing the 2nd string as my melody. So it looks like this.